Look at that sky. Isn't that lovely? Hello. I've now completed my first 12 weeks of university, so semester 1 is pretty much finished. I finished all of the seminars and lectures. I am now just preparing my final assessments and revising for an exam before the new semester starts. In this video I wanted to share some of the photos I've taken whilst I've been going through the semester. I've been taking my camera with me into university, taking pictures when I'm feeling inspired. I've also done a little bit of cyanotype, and I've worked with the puck, which I bought from Sam when I saw him at the photography show in Birmingham. But I'm going to do a whole separate video on the puck, so wait for that one. I thought I'd share with you a little bit about the modules I've been working on. Now that I've done them, what I now realise they were. Maybe I might have described them slightly differently when I first went into it. But my first module was cultural and creative industries. Now this one, I can see how it's relevant to all the subjects that lead out of this humanities foundation year, but I think this one feels much more relevant if you're doing something like a media and film studies degree, because it's really looking at things like the industries themselves, so like the publishing industry, video games industry, music industry, film industry. In fact, we didn't touch on the publishing industry very much. It was mostly video games, music and film. And that's what our assessments are about, those three specific industries. Obviously we did a lot of other stuff, a lot of other, looking at other things that apply across the industries, but those are the three that we've really focused on. And I've submitted an essay critically analysing a film, especially in terms of what it means, like why I chose that film, why I like that film, and looking at some of the critical theory about why that might be. The next two that I'm writing for that one is about video games. And I've chosen to write mine on The Sims because that's the game that I was obsessed with as a teenager, that me and Eve used to play all the time. And I'm now thoroughly tempted to go back to it and try playing it again. The question set was about how the gaming industry is very male dominated, and we need to choose a video game and use it as a case study about whether that game agrees with this idea of the male-dominated video games industry or not. So that's the next one I'm working on. And then I've got a music one, which is looking at how social media influences the way we consume music, essentially. I mean, it's a bit different, but that's essentially it. Without actually going into too much detail, that's essentially it. I'm thinking about sharing some of these essays, because some of them I think, I'm choosing subjects and things that are interesting to me. So I'm thinking about sharing some of these essays on my online learning log, which is schoolofholly.wordpress.com. That'll be linked in the description as well. But I'm thinking about sharing some of these essays on there because I don't think it's relevant for a whole video, but some people might be a bit interested in reading those. So I might share them more publicly, especially the ones that I've already had graded. Obviously, I won't share anything that's not been graded yet, but I have a couple that I might put up there. Let me know if that's something of interest to you. Moving on to the second module, we've got key concepts. And this is definitely my favourite module that we've studied this semester, and I'm really glad that we have the second half of this next semester. So next semester I'll be studying key concepts too, alongside other modules. But essentially the idea is we study loads of different things that are going to be relevant to any humanities degree that you go into. So we've done things like power and ideology. We've looked at semiotics and structuralism, postmodernism, and all these things like the Frankfurt School. And then next semester we've got a whole bunch of other ones we're going to be studying. And I think this is my favourite one week to week, in the seminars, the discussions we've been having. And it's the one that sort of made me want to go and do extra research myself, like buy extra books and do more stuff. Like, this is the one that's really got my juices flowing. This is the one that I'm revising for an exam for. So we've got an exam in January for this one. And then the third and final module we've studied this semester is called Techniques and Methods. Arguably, this one is the one that's going to be the most important throughout the rest of our degrees. It's really teaching us study skills, so research, essay writing, presentation skills, all of those things that you're going to draw on year. Not necessarily the most riveting of content, but certainly useful. And actually, in this module, we've been set my favourite assignment that we've done so far, which was an essay, but it was very much open to interpretation. We could choose 2 academic articles to discuss, to compare and contrast, and it could be in any field, as long as we could argue that we were looking at it from within any humanities subject, we could do it. So I did a gender studies one, even though I'm not necessarily going into gender studies, it's certainly something I'm really interested in. So I did it on that. That was like the most inspired I felt in terms of the essays we've been writing. Like, I immediately was like, yes, let's get on with this. So I really enjoyed that. I'm really nervous about getting my mark back because I was so excited about it. Like, sometimes if it's too personal, like if it's too much your thing, you might not necessarily go as academic. Like, there might be too much of your personality. I don't know, but I'm really nervous about getting that mark. But that one's the one I've been most excited about. And if it comes back okay, like with an okay mark, then I will share it because it's the one I've loved the most. Anyway. Yeah, so next semester we've got the second half of Key Concepts, and then I've got my dedicated literature module, and I'm also doing one that's called Political Philosophies. Yeah, Political Philosophy. I keep forgetting whether it's philosophical politics. It's Political Philosophies. That rolls off the tongue better. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting into those. It's been quite upsetting for me that I haven't been able to produce any videos for over a month or about a month. I mean, between sick children and assignment deadlines and general life admin and on and on and on, I just haven't been able to prioritise this. So I'm so happy to be back making videos again because I am so inspired. I've got so many ideas. I've got so many things that I want to do, but it's just sometimes other things, like this is my hobby. So other things have to take priority sometimes. But yeah, I've been taking the camera around campus and I decided to scavenge for some things to make a cyanotype using the last pre-coated sheet of paper from Rachel's kit, from the little vintage photography kit of cyanotypes that I did with my kids earlier in the year. I've noticed what a sunny day it is outside today, so I'm going to be using the final piece from Rachel's kit to make a little print with some of my negatives from around university. I also have a couple of things. So a really random thing that I found while I was walking around the campus was this broken key. It's literally been severed, so I'm going to incorporate this into my picture. And then another thing that seems to have been just aesthetically all over campus is how autumnal it is at UEA at this time of year. So I've picked up a leaf to include in my print as well. So I'm going to get this set up and I'm going to get it outside while the sun is still shining. Right then, let's see if the November sunshine has allowed us to capture anything. I mean, we haven't got the definition that I wanted in those negatives, but it was November sun. It wasn't very scientifically done. Right, we're going to let that dry. It's not turned out exactly as I wanted it to, but I mean, it's cute. I'm really happy with it. And as I mentioned, I have been working with the puck as well, so I'm really excited to be sharing that video soon with you. And yeah, we're going into the new year. I'm excited to see what it brings. Can't wait to make more videos. See you soon.